Hello, everyone. Welcome to Aaron's Reading Room, and welcome to another Aaron's Reading Room Live. My guest is having a bit of technical issues. We all have them. We all experience them. So just be patient with us here. But for now, I can talk with you about... Oh. Amber, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. This is the first time we've actually conversed with one another, even online. We text and comment back and forth on each other's stuff, but
That's
first
true.
time talking. So good to have you on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. So for everyone joining us, my guest today is Amber Unabridged from the channel Amber Unabridged, a very veteran booktuber we have with us today, and very seasoned reader as well. So Amber, thank you for coming on my channel here for an interview. How are you doing?
I'm all right. You know, it's a Monday. My technology didn't work, but you know, we got here.
Yeah, no, that's okay. There's, I've got stuff going on my side too. This whole side of my face is kind of numb right now because I had some dental work done today. So,
Oh,
if I
man.
start drooling or something, just forgive me.
Vincent says hi.
Oh, Vincent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what a cutie. We love cat cameos here on my channel. So excellent.
My cats like to harass me at inappropriate moments. So,
Oh, tell me about it. Yeah. Whenever I'm trying to actually do actual work, I've got one that tries to sit not just on my lap, but across my arms too. So it's, very much know what that's like.
Yep. I know that
So
life.
I always like to start these talks with the guest showing off some covers that they're all about right now. So did you bring any covers for us to see?
I brought some oldies but goodies. Some
Oh yeah.
some classic covers that I will just always forever love.
Oh, I love it. I'm so excited now.
Yeah. So this is probably the oldest one in my stack that I grabbed, and it's Cloud Atlas by David Mitchell. I don't know. It's something about, I love maps and collages, and it's just, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, in a book like that too, like what kind of cover with people would you be able to put on it, right? There's so many stories and everything.
Exactly. And so it's really kind of thematically appropriate for the story too, which is always fun. I always get like a kick out of that. And then I've got this, which I decided to read pretty exclusively because of the cover. It's called We the Drowned. It's by Carson Jefferson.
Yeah.
It's translated from Dutch, I think.
Okay.
It's set in Denmark. And the spine is super cool too.
Oh wow. Yeah. So it wraps all around.
A bit, yeah. Like it kind of stops.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I really like books set at sea and everything. And it's just every time I look at this, it makes me happy.
Yeah, I mean that the ink work on the waves and stuff like that is really cool.
Yeah, it kind of gives me it doesn't actually remind me of Japanese woodblock prints, but the vibe is kind of there. If that makes sense. And then I have the third book in the Lock and Key series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I read the first volume of that.
Yes.
And yeah, I need to continue on because it was creepy. It was really creepy. Yeah. The Netflix adaptation really took the creep factor down quite a bit, kind of making it for kids. So
yeah, I am not a fan of the Netflix adaptation. I won't watch season 2. That's how much I am unhappy with it. So
okay, all right. So if you're a fan of the book, probably not take a chance on Lock and Key, the Netflix adaptation. Though that's a year ago at this point, so you might have already viewers might have already made that mistake. So that's all right.
I feel like people would like it if they hadn't read the books first.
Right.
Like, it's not a bad story. It's just different enough that it irritates me because, I don't know.
We actually talked about that on the Categorically Romance podcast recently with, Bridgerton season 2 coming out and everything. We would discuss the I don't know, controversy, I guess, with it, or just that the lovers of the books didn't quite love this adaptation of this season, but people that haven't read the books are probably going to enjoy it just fine. So it's the devil of adaptations, right?
True. I watched Bridgerton season 1. Then I decided to binge like 4 of the books or something.
Oh, yeah.
And so now I still have to watch season 2.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't gotten there myself yet either. We're on a Netflix hiatus at the moment, but once we pick it back up when Umbrella Academy season 2 or season 3 comes out, we're gonna watch everything that we're behind on.
Just got a list that you're gonna work your way through.
Absolutely.
I like it.
All right. So everyone loves a good origin story. So can you share with us your BookTube origin story?
Yeah, it's a heck of one, I think. So a few years back at this point, I want to say 2013. At Captel. I don't work there. Nobody works there anymore that is being discussed, so it's probably fine. But I was working at this call center, and I ended up becoming friends with somebody who worked there, and we quickly bonded over our love of books and beer. And she watched a lot of like makeup videos on YouTube as well as some BookTube videos.
Okay.
And I hadn't at that point. But then we both kind of started talking like, well, what if we started a channel on YouTube where we talked about books and alcohol, And so we started that channel, and The Drunken Library was born. 2014, I think, is when we started it. And we did that for a number of years. It's how we met you and Lane.
Yes.
And then we kind of took a hiatus from that, and we took some time apart. We each created our own channels. So now I have Amber Unabridged, and she has Sarcasm and Sci-Fi. Her name is Sam, if I didn't mention. So and then we've recently, like early to mid last year, we started posting on the Drunken Library again.
Which we love. That's The Drunken Library was such a fun piece of BookTube. It just had such a charm to it. It's great.
We have a really good dynamic, especially when you throw alcohol into the mix. So
yes, yeah, that was that was definitely a fun part of it.
Sometimes it got a little rough.
Oh, tell me about it. Yeah. So you two were actually a big inspiration for Lane and I to start our channel all those years ago, because we were like, oh, that's so awesome that, we don't all have to be as, put together as Haley in Bookland, who was very big at that time. She's still huge, but
I don't even know who that is. Whoops.
Back in the day, she did a lot of YA stuff. So, the bread and butter of BookTube, if you will. Yeah. So thank you very much for inspiring us to take a dive into jumping onto YouTube.
I'm happy to have participated in that. You're one of my favorite channels to watch. So
thank you.
Always have been. Like, it's great.
No, I feel like back then, like 2016-ish was really almost kind of a heyday for like little channels on Book. I say little, but some of like I think of Spine Breakers is what they renamed their channel now, but
Yep.
I don't know, just a real niche community of little channels that all support each other. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was probably the prime of our channel, at least for the Drunken Library, was like 2016. We posted a lot back then, and that's when we started making all the friends on BookTube. Made a few friends, met a few in person since then too. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah, you did a spot on Spine Breakers when you went to go visit them. So,
yep, yeah. Got to hang out with them. I've met Stephanie from Time to Read. She popped into Milwaukee to hit a bookstore and grab some dinner, just
nice.
while her and her then boyfriend, now husband, were on this like road trip across America.
Oh, awesome!
And I was like, "Hey, if you're going through Chicago, I'm only 2 hours north."
Nice. Yeah.
So it was great.
Yeah, stupid COVID. When Lane and I and the family were actually living in the Midwest, we didn't even get a chance to go visit anyone. So that was a safe thing to do, but it was very disappointing.
Yeah. It's all right. I'll make an West Coast trip at some
point. West Coast. Yeah, West Coast now.
I'm so used to saying East Coast because my cousin lives in Connecticut. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But
it seems like that's where most of the people I know live these days too. All the way over there. So tell us, how has your BookTube adventure gone? Where's it taken you? What have you learned? What kind of advice would you give to any startup creators out there?
Oh man. Well, I mean, if you look at either of my channels, it will become very quickly apparent that I'm not the most consistent poster.
And that's okay.
Yeah. But when Sam and I started the Drunken Library, we were trying to do like a video a week, which involved reading a book a week and then finding a night where we could get drunk enough to film, because that's the whole shtick. And it was a lot, and it kind of we sort of ended up burning out from it for a while, which is why when we came back, we're just like, we're just gonna do what we do when we feel like doing it. Once we read a book together, just because that's what friends do, then we'll get drunk and talk about it,
Yeah.
And like with my personal channel, I post stuff when I feel like it. My advice would be, don't stress yourself out. I mean, I like to do this as a hobby. This is not my life's work. So I like to have fun with it. Honestly, at this point, I'm just really happy with the friends that I've made through BookTube. Yeah. I look forward to making a few more. I'm sure that will happen, but I'm here for the good vibes, the good feels, and I've got my people I can talk to about books. I don't have to be posting consistently in order to do it. So,
right. Yeah.
I just have fun with it.
Great advice there. Yes. And I agree. There have been times where, especially lately, it started to feel almost like a second job, and I've got to kind of backpedal a bit and be like, all right, let's make sure to enjoy reading, because that's what this whole thing was about, right?
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So what kind of things lately have you been passing your free time with that are, books, movies, TVs, hobbies? What have you been up to?
Oh man. Well, that's like quite a melting pot, actually. I haven't been reading a whole lot lately. There's been like stress stuff. I just started a new job.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. I technically started it in January, but it's a lot.
Still feeling new.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. And there's been some like family stuff going on. So I've been a bit stressed, and when I get stressed, I just I don't tend to read a lot when I'm stressed. I'll
Yeah.
read a lot of YA and a lot of romance novels because they're just easier to get into.
Absolutely.
So, like I said, I was binging the Bridgerton series. I read 2 books in a different series by somebody whose name I don't remember right now.
That's all
Um,
right.
yeah, and that's just kind of where I've been at for reading. Um, I've been trying to read the short story collection on my lunch breaks at work. That's slow going, but it's going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mostly what I've been doing with my free time lately, I go, you know, COVID is a little bit more managed now. It's
Right.
obviously not gone. It's not, it's just sort of part of the new life, I
Yeah.
guess.
Right. Right.
But now that things have kind of lightened up with that, I've been doing a lot of like going out to things. So I went a little nuts this year with buying concert tickets and
Oh.
hockey tickets.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
So that's been my jam lately. I just saw my favorite Irish folk band
Oh,
a couple
awesome.
weeks ago. Yeah.
Well, who are they? Go ahead and shout them out so we can all get some new music.
They are the best Irish folk band ever. They're
Now,
fantastic. They have amazing harmonies. It's so good.
okay, you cut out there for a bit. So what was their name again?
The High Kings.
The High Kings. All right, I'll have to check them out because I'm always on the lookout for new music because YouTube just always plays me the same things over and over again.
Oh man, they have amazing harmonies and they've got a pretty good range. You know, you've got like the ballad type folk
Yeah.
songs, and then you've got kind of like the shanty type folk songs
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and the drinking songs,
Mm-hmm.
because they're from Ireland.
It wouldn't be proper without.
Exactly. So yeah, doing a lot of that. I've been going to see the Milwaukee Admirals play, which is our American Hockey League team in Milwaukee.
Okay.
And I'm going to Chicago later this month to see the Chicago Blackhawks play.
Nice.
So yeah.
Oh, very nice. Awesome. Yeah. Well, get some deep dish pizza while you're there and eat an extra slice for me because I would go to Chicago just to get pizza. It is so good.
I honestly, I don't know if I'm going to have time.
Oh no.
I might not be able to get out of work early enough to get to the game with reasonable time to spare, so it might be a rush to get there in time.
Oh no. Well, good luck to you anyway, and I hope you enjoy the game very much.
I think I will. It's against the Vegas Golden Knights. So.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard of them. I'm not the biggest hockey person, so that's
interesting. They're newer.
Oh,
they started like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, so. I mean, to me, like Wayne Gretzky played like yesterday, so you know that's.
Oh no, he was the great one.
Oh yeah. No, like I read some statistic about him that his stats were just so good that they had to like create a curve or something for just the sport in general after him.
So. Oh no, it's true. He has, I think so. Like out of all players ever in the NHL, he has more goals and assists. So like points. That's what they give their points for. He has more goals and assists than anybody else. And the next highest points, like the player with the next highest points is still like 1,000 points below Gretzky.
Yeah.
They retired his number from the entire league, not just from one of his teams, but from the entire league. Nobody can play his number anymore.
Wow. You know, that reminds me, there was a cartoon on when I was a kid that it was like this like action adventure cartoon that the main characters were Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, and Bo Jackson. And I think it was called All Stars or something. It was probably pretty short lived, but for just like junkie sports kids at the time, it was pretty cool.
That sounds fun.
All right, so you started a big readathon. It's a bit on hiatus right now, which is completely okay. But I wanted to let you talk about the Read Genji project that you're doing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I started the read along as a way to hold myself accountable to actually read this book I've been trying to read since 2009.
Oh, wow. Uh-oh, did I lose you? All right, we might have. We'll give Amber some time to catch up. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, are you back?
Yep. All right. So yeah, I've been trying to read this book since 2010, and I technically read an abridged version in college for my Asian history class. But am I still here? Because I think you froze. Hello? I'm not sure if you can hear me. Oh my goodness.
Okay. All right. I think that was me this time.
Yeah. Everything okay?
Yeah. It's, you know what? It's just what the internet loves to do on live shows. So, it wouldn't be alive if we didn't have some, internet hiccups, dog barking, cats coming in to say hello. So.
Yep. True.
All right. So since 2010, you read an abridged version in college.
Yes. And as you may or may not be able to gather from my name, I don't like abridged books. Yeah. I feel like if you're going to read the story, you need to read the whole story. Mm-hmm. And it was just kind of one of those things where, like, it was college. I was rushing through a lot of my assignments. I wasn't getting as much out of it as I wanted to. And as an enthusiast of Japanese culture, I felt like reading The Tale of Genji was pretty important because it's used as a reference in all manner of the culture, in their books. It's referenced in TV shows and movies. It's referenced in music and just general aesthetics. Like, it's huge. So I was like, I want to read this book. And, I thought about posting just posting videos on it, just on my own, doing my own thing. And I was talking to Sam about it. And she was like, well, what if you did like a read along and invited people to join you in it? And I was like, that sounds like a lot of fun. I don't know who would want to do this because it's this massive tome from the 11th century. But yeah, I guess, I mean, but whoever's watching might not know. The Tale of Genji is the first novel ever written. It was written by a woman. It's written in Japan, and it's about kind of like high-end Japan court life. So we follow this prince named Genji and all manner of shenanigans that take place. So
yes,
it's just kind of a wild adventure.
Yes, and so kind of like the Tudors of 11th century Japan.
Seems like it, yeah.
Yeah, if we needed to put a real simple synopsis on it there. But Lane and I are definitely following along with the readathon there, and it's interesting in a lot of ways. So that the content is definitely like a little yikes sometimes, but some of the interesting things about reading the translation and stuff is you pick up that referencing poems and literature is kind of just a way of just talking to each other back then, which is coming from someone who's a native English speaker, that's such a foreign concept. So just understanding, getting a little bit of a taste of the difference of how different language can be, that nothing's a complete substitute a substitute cipher for one language to another.
Yeah. And I find it interesting because it's kind of, I think it's sort of how we use like idioms or, the words are escaping me, but what is it when you say like the cliche kind of phrases, like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, or
right. So I mean, I want to call them proverbs, but that's not quite it.
Something like that. But it's like there's stuff that everybody's familiar with that we reference or that we just say here and there. People just going YOLO, like
yeah, right.
Like everyone knows what it is or what it's referencing, even though it's not technically like a normal part of speaking. And that's sort of how I think of this court life in Japan, where they're all just quoting Japanese or Chinese poetry at each other, and just so much poetry.
yeah, and it was kind of a thing too, that everyone wrote their own poetry too, which is fascinating.
Yeah, I love that. There's some really, really beautiful poems in The Tale of Genji that are written in reference to poems that don't even exist anymore. And
yeah,
it's fascinating.
Yeah, because that was one of the footnotes I remember, where it's like, oh, this is probably reference to some poem, but it's been lost to history. There's no record or full version of it, in existence anymore, which is sad, but interesting too. How much history do we actually know, and how much was lost is a kind of a trip to think about.
I know. So yeah.
Well, tell us a bit about just your enthusiasm about Japanese culture.
Oh man. How to even? It started when I was 19. I'd gone to visit my brother and my sister-in-law when they were living in Illinois, and my sister-in-law was talking about Fruits Basket.
Oh yeah.
And I'd heard of it in high school, and she was as she was picking me up from the train station and we were on our way to pick up dinner, she was like, "Oh, do you want to watch an episode while we eat dinner?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" And then I watched the whole rest of the show while I was down there.
and so that was probably the older adaptation.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that was 2009.
I think so. Yeah.
2009. Yeah. And so I wanted to watch more. So then I thought, oh, well, now I'm going to be one of those people that likes anime. And I asked a friend from high school who I knew had read Fruits Basket for recommendations for more anime and for manga. She turned me on to a show called Hanakimi, which is a live action.
Okay.
It is also the old version. They've remade it. I don't like the remake. But she turned me onto a live action, and I was like, I don't know that I want to watch a live action. I have to read subtitles and all this stuff. But I ended up loving it. And then there was this actor, and I was like, I'm intrigued by this guy. I looked him up. He sings songs. He was in this other show. I watched the other show. I liked the theme song. I started listening to that band. I started looking up other actors in all the shows, and it spiraled. Next thing I know, I need to learn Japanese. I'm trying to find books, and it just spiraled from there. I really like, I guess I should, that's how. The why is probably, I really love the poetic nature of the way Japanese people think. You know, there's this whole concept of like wabi sabi, which is I'm gonna butcher it so bad. It's one of those things that everybody in Japan understands, but nobody can explain.
Right. Yeah.
So, but it's kind of like you need imperfection in order to have perfection. And like, there's this whole, there's like this concept of like, if you break pottery, you mend it with gold because that makes it more beautiful. And it's not about symmetry. It's about just the balance of everything. I don't know. I'm not doing any justice at all. I am the most awkward person to describe anything at all. So
yeah, well, that's all right. Yeah, two white people here discussing Japanese culture. Like, we probably shouldn't get too presumptuous about things. But your description of the
oh, here we go.
Oh, are we back?
Yep.
Yeah, your description of the pitfalls of once you find that either it's manga or anime, whatever, that way it just takes one, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, what's this over here? Or that intro song was great. Who sings that? I'm gonna go fall down the J-pop rabbit hole there.
That happened. I actually have one of my my video is like reversed. I can't figure out what I'm doing.
Yeah, right.
This tattoo is actually partial lyrics from a Japanese song.
Oh, nice.
So it can't, it's not legible. Nobody's going to be able to read it anyway, but
yeah.
That's what that is. So
yeah. Oh yeah, and it's totally fun. I'm way into, probably too much into anime. You know, Lane always complains that I always throw off the algorithms of our streaming services because it just starts suggesting anime for everything. So that's how much of a problem it is in my household here. Do you?
I feel that.
Yeah. So that tattoo you got, was that the original song that got you into J-pop? No.
It's hard. There's probably two songs. So it's probably the songs of the two live actions that I watched first. But this tat, but I don't know.
All right, I lost you for a sec there. I don't know whose internet that was, but sorry about that. The adventure continues with our technical adventure here.
As long as we keep popping back in, it's all good.
Yes, absolutely. Well, to make it about myself here real quick, I apologize, but I got into J-pop from, it was an anime called Akiba's Trip, which was kind of almost like a satire anime. Like every episode kind of made fun of a genre of just an anime genre in general. And one of the episodes, the girls in the show start a J-pop group, and then the voice actors actually continued that J-pop group after the show was even done. So you can look them up on YouTube, but their group is Earphones. But I thought it was pretty funny once I realized that I got into J-pop with what was essentially a cartoon band, that began with.
Oh, yep, that'll do it. Yeah, the theme song for my first Japanese drama was this like super poppy, upbeat song called Peach. Very upbeat.
Yeah.
Very high energy. And then the theme song for the second show hold on. No, you know what? I'm thinking of the starting credits and the ending credits of the same show.
Oh yeah, right?
Oh. Yeah, it's been.
But yeah, it's always such a juxtaposition though. Like the intro is usually like super upbeat and everything, and then the outro is usually something pretty calm and somber.
Yep. Yeah. And yeah, it's great. But I actually one of the bands who provided songs for that show, I actually like bought one of their CDs a few years ago. I imported it from Japan. I needed it. So
yeah, all right.
Yeah.
No, I completely understand.
Yeah.
But I find foreign language music is great for when I'm working because I don't get distracted by any of the lyrics or anything because I'll maybe understand 3 words out of 100,
Yep. Yep. Japanese and I listen to. I'm also really into Korean culture. I watch a lot of K-dramas, listen to a lot of K-pop. But it's great because, like, you get that foreign language, like, enjoy it for the music and
yeah.
So it's a lot of fun, and yeah, when I found there's this one boy band, this Japanese boy band that I found early in my rabbit hole spiral.
Yes.
Called Kattun. Kattun, and it's a six member band, and one of the members is the one who does this song.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't reverse imagery,
yeah.
but yeah, I was like obsessed with them, and I don't really listen to them that much these days because half the members left.
Oh no. Yeah.
It's just not the same.
Yeah. It's the nature of music though. People move on.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
All right. Well, great. Well, are there any other content creators out there, booktubers, musicians, anyone like that you'd like to shout out?
Oh my. Yeah. Wow. Every time I'm asked this question, I just totally freeze out.
Right.
Oh, Alonzo. I just like put my hand right as he was jumping. He ran right into my hand. This is Alonzo. This is my other cat.
Oh, we get both of them. Oh, what a cutie.
Hey, honey.
Oh, he's got such pretty stripes.
Yeah. He's gonna step on my keyboard and cause all kind of chaos if I don't.
Yeah.
Shush him. Nudge him. Well, I mean, I've talked about Sam enough tonight. You should probably all check out her channel,
yes,
Sarcasm and Sci-Fi. And lately, I've been watching a lot of crafting content.
Okay, yeah.
That's been huge for me. I've been spending a lot of time crafting. I discovered junk journaling, and it sort of took over my life.
Hey, that's all right.
Yeah. So the channel that I watch the most is Treasured Books. And I've been watching a lot of Joy DeFee lately. And, other BookTube channels that, are active that I'm like cool with. Oh man, there's a lot though. Claudia at Spencer's Library. She's awesome. My cats are doing a thing. Connor Stompanato. I'm never sure how to pronounce his last name, but he's pretty great. He just posted like recommendation of Scottish authors.
Oh,
so
okay.
That was fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It's ironic because he's Scottish, but he was like, I don't know if I've read enough Scottish authors to make a recommendation.
Right.
So that was a lot of fun. And Spine Breakers are always a good time, even though they don't post that much these days.
I know, we miss them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do pop in here and there with a live about they still do the if you got it, read it challenge. So try and catch those when they show up.
Yeah. So I know that there's more. I'm totally space casing right now.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. Well, to round us out here, where can everyone follow you online?
YouTube. My channel is Amber Unabridged. Twitter and Instagram, I'm Amber Unabridged. You can also follow The Drunken Library on YouTube and on Twitter. We don't tweet much. We don't post often, but when we post, it's a good time.
It is. I can vouch for that. Yes. All right. Well, Amber, thank you so much for joining me on my channel here. It's been a blast, and I'll have to have you back for like book club or something or anything if you like. We're actually reading Octavia Butler's Dawn for the April read. So if you're interested in joining in that, just let me know and we can add you. And I don't know if I lost you again, but I will go ahead and just, oh, there you are.
Okay. Last I heard was book club and we are reading. And I was like, no.
Oh, okay. Well, for our April read it's Dawn by Octavia Butler. So that's the first in the Xenogenesis series. So I don't know if you're an Octavia Butler fan or not, but if you want to join in,
I've read every single one of her works.
Oh, okay. Well, oh my gosh. Well, do you want to be a part of the April read? We can have an experienced Octavia Butler. I think this is the first Octavia Butler for everyone in the group so far. So it would be awesome to have your perspective, but no pressure or anything. But anyway, message me on Twitter about that.
I do think I have I have to double check and make sure I have my copy right now. I might have lent it to a friend who.
Oh, okay.
I basically got hooked. I was like, here, read her book. Now read all of her books.
Yeah.
So, but yes, I would love to read more Octavia Butler. It's been a few years since I've read Dawn.
All right. Well, like I said, message me on Twitter. And for anyone that's curious, my next live show is going to be this Friday, actually. I'm going to be interviewing author Juliette Hyland. She writes for the medical line of Harlequin. And it'll be the same time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, and whatever that is in Mountain Time and Central. I'm not sure right now. I can't look it up. But thank you, everyone. Thank you, Alicia, for joining us. It's been a great time, and we will see you later.